Hi everyone, I'm your host Heather Dawson and welcome to California Life, where we bring you the best of California. And this week it's all about back to school and the best colleges. Well, Stanford tops the list for the best colleges in California, according to a new ranking by College Consensus. More students consider Stanford their dream college than any other institution, yet Stanford can only accept 5% of applicants and has at least 30 billionaire graduates to date. Ranking number 2 is Claremont McKenna College, also one of the top 5 colleges for salary potential and the second happiest college in America. Also part of the Claremont colleges, Pomona College is right behind CMC at number 3 with one of the highest percentages of diversity. Harvey Mudd College is number 4 in the state and stands alongside Caltech and MIT for the rate of graduates going on to PhDs. And Scripps College is one of the most elite women's colleges in the nation, coming in at number 5. Rounding out the top 10 is Cal Berkeley, UCLA, Caltech, Santa Clara University, and Pitzer College, also of the Claremont colleges. Well, how about starting off the school year with a new backpack from LA Dodger Cody Bellinger? Well, Bellinger helped give away kids' backpacks and supplies, helping over 2,500 families. And that brings us to some of our back-to-school essentials with Justine Santanillo. Here's Audra Stafford.
$688. That's how much the National Retail Federation expects the average American to spend this year on back-to-school shopping. But with sales at pretty much every turn, where do you begin?
Really taking the time to sit down with your child and review their specific back-to-school list that the school provides you. That's your base, that's your guideline.
From there, lifestyle and trends expert Justine Santanillo suggests looking for items that allow your child to express their individuality. Something else you might want to pick up for your student, the green light card.
This time of year is the perfect time to teach kids about money management. So Greenlight is a smart debit card for kids that parents can manage from their phones. There are flexible parental controls that you can use to choose specific stores where your child can spend. You can also automate their allowances, send instant funds, and get real-time notifications on when and where your kids are spending. So you guys could get yours at greenlightcard.com.
When it comes to back-to-school spending, Santanillo recommends getting tools your student can use all the way through college.
Like the Texas Instruments TI-84 Plus CE graphing calculator. This model is thin, lightweight, and durable to withstand the busy on-the-go student lifestyle, and it's approved for important college entry exams like the PSAT, SAT, ACT, and most AP class exams. Plus, students love that they come in fun, new, and unique colors.
To keep up with all the homework and extracurricular activities that come with a new school year, it's important that your students stay healthy. So while you're out and about, Santanillo suggests you pick up some Clorox disinfecting wipes.
When you purchase cleaning solutions like these, be sure to upload your receipts at CloroxForSchools.com. For every $5 spent, the Clorox company will donate $1 to a classroom in need through DonorsChoose.org. So when you shop for supplies you need, you're also doing something good.
One of the best things you can do for your child is to send them off to school with a healthy lunch.
Coming up with those healthy lunchbox choices can be tough, so Walgreens wants to make finding healthy snacks easy. They've rebranded their Nice line with new products and ingredient standards to do just that. They now have more than 100 items to choose from, including organic and gluten-free options. And to make it easier than ever, the new product packaging includes a health corner that lists out the nutritional information about the product. And I think the most important thing is taking your child with you to shop together, because that gets them excited for the new year. You get the necessary items, but then you also get those fun, cool accessories as well.
Bringing you the best for back to school, I'm Audra Stafford for California Life.
And coming up on California Life, how safe are your children? Our next guest is dedicating his life to child safety, plus the real solution to lice and how parents can afford the must-have items for back to school. Plus see why each year thousands of students across the country compete for a chance to go to the National High School Musical Theater Awards in New York. Don't go away, it's all coming up right here on California Life.
Hi, I'm Valerie Lomas, winner of Season 3 of The Great American Baking Show. And I might be known for baking, but I also love cooking. And seafood is one of my favorite ingredients. It's a natural source of protein that's going to give us that energy we need to get through the day. So the most important thing to look for when you're buying seafood is quality. And that's why I love this new line called Wild Catch by Chicken of the Sea. It's premium hand-selected cuts of fish. It's preservative-free, 23 grams of protein per serving, so the Wild Catch is perfect for a tuna avocado toast or even a sesame ginger soba noodle bowl with the Alaskan salmon Wild Catch variety. But it's not just good for mealtime, it's also good for snack time, like this line of products called Infusions by Chicken of the Sea. It's got olive oil and just the right amount of spices and herbs, and the two newest flavors are smoked and cracked black pepper. So for more recipes, you can visit chickenofthesea.com.
So you good guys or bad guys?
Depends on the century.
And it depends on the enemy. Charlize Theron is Andy, a fighter leading a group of warriors who try to keep a low profile, and for a good reason.
Let's just say we're very hard to kill.
The team learns the hard way they're being hunted by a former CIA operative, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor. He's working for a pharmaceutical CEO who wants to turn their DNA into dollars.
If we can unlock their genetic code, the entire world will be begging us for the key.
Their efforts at avoiding capture are further complicated when the crew learns of a newborn immortal, played by Kiki Lane, and they have to find her before the bad guys do.
Whoever she is, she's confused, and she's scared. And she's more alone than she has ever been in her entire life.
The Old Guard is based on the graphic novel by the same name. There are not only stars in the film as the war-weary Andy, but she also served as a producer on the project. There's wonderful camaraderie between Andy and her team, which consists of veteran soldiers played by Matthias Schoenaerts, Marwan Kenzari, and Luca Marinelli. This is the first big-budget action film for director Gina Price, by the way. She does a great job of portraying the isolation created by immortality while not letting the action overwhelm the story.
Listen up, Big Boy fans. Iconic Southern California restaurant Bob's Big Boy is returning to the Las Vegas area. That's right, you heard it here first, and it's going to be located right inside the all-new Terrible's Casino behind me here in Indian Springs, Nevada. Here's a little bit of history. Bob Wyan opened the first Bob's Big Boy back in 1936 in Glendale, California. At its peak in 1989, there were 240 Bob's Big Boy restaurants in the U.S. But as of 2019, there are only 5 Bob Big Boy locations remaining, and they're all in Southern California. The Burbank restaurant on Riverside Drive is a protected historic landmark. Bob's Big Boy is best known for its double-decker hamburgers, fries, and thick milkshakes. The new restaurant in Indian Springs is located inside the newly opened Terrible's Casino. Bob's will occupy about 4,600 square feet of the 17,300 square foot building. It will feature enough seating for 178 people to dine inside. This one will be a little bit different than the standalone Bob Big Boy restaurants we've seen before. It won't feature the iconic architecture on the outside, but it should feature the retro design on the inside. Indian Springs is a small town located about 45 minutes northwest of downtown Las Vegas, right off of Highway 95. The all-new Bob's Big Boy is expected to open sometime around November 2020. That's the latest from Indian Springs, Nevada. I'm Jason Rasidlo reporting.
We all use apps like Instagram and Twitter on a daily basis, so why not make some extra money from it? Social media has become one of the most successful ways to generate income and get rid of that 9-to-5 job. Dan Fleshman, the youngest founder of a publicly traded company in history, lets us in on how to get started.
There's a lot of great side hustles that have come out now because of mobile apps and because of websites. So whatever it is that you like. So let's say you like walking dogs. Well, there's 3 different app companies that are worth $1 billion that you can go out there and walk dogs in your local neighborhood. If you want to house sit, well, you can house sit at mansions. Let's say they don't use their car full time. They actually rent their car out. They can use that app called Turo. So there's apps like Airbnb, apps like Turo that we take for granted that you can actually make money from your just normal life.
Outside of your go-to easy money-making apps, there are other applications that can make you money based on your skills. Dan emphasizes monetizing your skills in order to make the most cash value out of your time.
But I like to monetize my skills as a side hustle. So if you're good at guitar, or you're good at speaking Spanish, or you're good at Chinese, or you're good at math, you can teach those type of things tutoring now more than ever. So tutoring was always a big thing where you can make money, and good money. You're not making $5-10 an hour. You're making $30, $50, $100 an hour for this type of training, which can really add up. And sometimes if you have some unique skills, like something that's really hard, you can charge even more than that. So in that sense, there's different apps like takelessons.com. If you're good at any musical instrument, you can be a teacher on takelessons.com. You can charge $30, $50, $100, sometimes $150 and $200 per hour. So it's really good income. So thinking about your skills and how you can monetize those. And then there's the obvious ones. There's the Ubers and Postmates. Those are extra income type things that are side hustles at nighttime or on the weekends. And then the other thing is creativity. If you're good at design, if you're good at graphics, if you're good at sewing, those type of things, you can go on Etsy and these other type and Pinterest and actually sell your services or sell your products on there. And again, you can have a full-time job or full-time at school. These are things you can spend a couple hours a day on and actually make real income.
Check out Dan's social media page at Dan Fleshman for more tips, resources, and interesting content. Reporting for California Life HD, I'm Isabel Sadek.
And coming up on California Life, how safe are your children? Our next guest is dedicating his life to child safety. There's a website every parent needs to see as our kids head back to school. Find out how safe are your children. Family Watchdog founder joined me in studio to explain why he is dedicating his life to child safety. Well, whether or not you have heard of his website and what it offers, one thing is certain. By the end of this interview, FamilyWatchdog.us will be your family's best friend. Steve Roddle, the president and CEO of FamilyWatchdog.us, is in studio with us, and thank you so much for joining us, Steve.
Well, thanks for having me, Heather. Appreciate it.
And this is a topic that I think a lot of people don't like to always talk about, but it's so important. And that's, of course, children being molested and knowing where these sexual predators are. And that's, of course, the whole basis of your website.
Exactly.
And tell me a little bit about what FamilyWatchdog.us is.
It's a website where we go and we collect information from all of the Megan's Lost sites from all the states in the United States. And we present that information to people in the form of a map. So you can go in, and it's a free service. You go in, you just type in an address, a city name, a state, or a zip code rather, and we'll present you back with a map that shows where the sex offenders in that area live. You can then click on those dots and get information about the offenders. So you can get photos, you can get the address where they live, you can get the convictions that they were, things they were convicted of.
So a lot more than really you can see on Megan's Law. I know that kind of just gives you the dot of where they're located.
Sure.
So this is a little bit more information.
Right.
And you were telling me that this was something that you did on your own, mainly because when you went to look yourself, you found out there was somebody close by.
Right. In my own case in Indiana, if you remember back to last year when Jessica Lunsford was taken and killed by her neighbor, I went out to my Indiana registry and did a search and wasn't able to find anybody, and came to find out that I had someone that was 600 feet from my back door that I couldn't locate because the state had misspelled the street name when his information was entered. And so looking at that and just looking at how unusable the Megan's Law information was, we decided to go out and create this site where people would be able to go out, enter their address, rather than trying to search for offenders. I want to know what's around me.
Right, and your kids.
And my kids.
And really the only thing you can do as a parent and as a neighborhood, like you said, is to protect
Absolutely.
your kids. I mean, that's the only defense that we have, and that's what familywatchdog.us does. And thank you so much for coming on our show. I think it's a wonderful message to get out, and every parent needs to check it out.
Oh, thanks. Again, we appreciate coming down.
And coming up on our Back to School special, see why each year thousands of students across the country compete for a chance to go to the National High School Musical Theater Awards in New York. For many, back to school also means back to rehearsals. Each year, thousands of students across the country compete for a chance to go to the National High School Musical Theater Awards in New York. California Life's Audra Stafford shows us how one regional competition is also promoting wellness through the arts.
I'm here outside the Balboa Theater, home to the annual Ben Vereen Awards, which showcase the best high school musical theater talent San Diego County has to offer. This year, 20 young men and women hit the stage, but just 2 made it to the national competition. Sky Frank.
I thought he was the wisest and the strongest and the best.
Jillian Stratman.
When you once unafraid wore your heart on your sleeve, and the one that you loved chose to just turn and leave.
The Ben Vereen Awards also honored several students whose lives have been positively changed through the arts, including a young musician. You can tell a lot about a person from their hands. These hands belong to Jens Briscoe, a trumpet player at Rancho Bernardo High School. Like Jens, they're skillful, sure, of where they are and where they're going. But it wasn't always that way.
I thought, I'm probably the only person who feels like that.
Because the hands don't tell the whole story.
I found the word transgender in my 8th grade year, and I was like, oh, so that's the word for it.
It took about a year for Jens to break the news to his dad and stepmom.
I feel everybody has some fear because you don't know what's going to happen.
I was definitely very concerned, but the only thing I knew what to do was to be as supportive as possible.
This father's hands, strong, protective.
I worried about, being transgender, what kind of roadblocks that would be in his life.
There have been roadblocks, like when Jens asked to use the boys' locker room at school, and it led to a heated, headline-making debate.
They're like isolating me as if I was, like a freak or something.
There are also the everyday struggles just to fit in, like wearing a binder.
Because when you see a chest, you're like, oh, that's a girl. And I'm like, wait, no, please, no.
And educating people on the importance of using he and not she when talking about him.
Being called by the wrong pronoun just proves to me that I'm not passing. It's extremely depressing.
Fortunately, in addition to his parents, Jens has had the support of his teachers and classmates like Michael, and a creative outlet for his emotions.
Art is a big part of my life. It's helped me through a lot of really tough times. Whenever I'm feeling sad, I can draw it out. Or like play a very emotional piece.
Jens even found the inspiration for his name through his art.
I did get it from a trumpeter, Jens Lindemann. He just seems very confident. He's somebody that I wanted to be like, and that's how I wanted to approach coming out, is just be confident, be myself,
That confidence, coupled with Jens' immense talent, caught the attention of legendary stage and screen star Ben Vereen.
Thank you for your courage.
Who invited him to perform at the 2017 Ben Vereen Awards as part of his Wellness Through the Arts initiative.
You're always like, my kid's special and no one knows it except for me. I mean, it just kind of validates that my kid's special,
And hitting all the right notes. For links to learn more about the Wellness Through the Arts initiative, the Ben Vereen Awards, or a regional competition near you, just visit our website, CaliforniaLifeHD.com. Bringing you the best of California from San Diego, I'm Audra Stafford for California Life.
Well, that's it for us here at California Life. Check out our new website, CaliforniaLifeHD.com, and don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. I'm your host, Heather Dawson. We'll see you next time.
Watch us on our YouTube channel. Stay connected to our social media, like our blogs on Facebook. Follow our tweets on Twitter. And check out our posts on Instagram and Pinterest, where we bring you the best of California.